Welcome friends to another r/I-don't-work-here-lady video. You know what does work around here? People who hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. That said, our first story of the day is by Stupid Memes, Big Dreams, Christmas Shopping Karen. This happened 2 years ago and I still smile every time I think about it. In the evil satisfaction way, not the wholesome memory way, so here we go lads. For background, I, at the time, worked at a store in a mall. Said store was extremely popular for Christmas gifts. So naturally, during November and December, all the employees are neck-deep in entitled freakers that misunderstand promotions and are irate when we're sold out of extremely popular items 2 weeks out from Christmas. This isn't relevant to my story, I just wanted you guys to know that I'm not normally this much of a witch, but I was going through it, alright? Bad times, bad vibes, migraine city. Anyways, the day in question, I had just clocked out from heck, grabbed my purse and put on my jacket, and went down the hall to American Eagle to get my own dang Christmas shopping done after a 10-hour day dealing with Karens. I was flipping through a rack of hoodies with my headphones in, and again, I was wearing my coat, purse, and had my cell phone in hand. This woman was staring daggers at me while I was shopping, so I turned around and gave her a blank stare to kinda get the "what you looking at" message across. She keeps staring and starts tapping her foot. I immediately knew what was going on because I'm mistaken for an employee in almost every store I shop at, no joke. Clearly, I exude the unimpressed retail employee vibe. She loudly says, hello, service please. And as I didn't freaking work at American Eagle and didn't feel like explaining that to her when it should have been obvious, I ignored her. Mistake on my end, as she then walks straight up to me, pulls one of my earbuds out of my ear, and says, "You can't just ignore me." So now I'm annoyed and just say, "Actually, I can," which makes her even more angry, and she says, "I'm getting your boss," and runs to the cash register to ask for a manager. I was just laughing myself silly where she left me. I watch her point at me, the real employee looks confused as freak making eye contact with me, and she storms out moments later with a red face. You're welcome to that random American Eagle employee for embarrassing that Karen into leaving this store. Thank you, the end. If you were tired after work shopping and somebody comes up to you, starts harassing you and accuses you of being an employee, and they say something like, "I'm getting your manager," and storms off, would you wait around hoping they came back with a manager to embarrass the Karen? Or would you rather just carry on and get things done? Let me know in the comments down below. And our next story is by Lucario Stormblade. For once, a wild Karen was actually nice. In some of my previous posts, I've stated that I'm an over-the-road driver and have been so for 6 years now. I also have recently dyed my hair Sonic Blue. In that aspect, we come to this tale. I had to pick up some much-needed truck supplies, so I parked at a truck stop across from the Mart of Walls and ducked in there to get my supplies. Upon entering it, I noticed this one has a similar layout from the one I used to work at many years ago. As I'm wandering around thinking about my mental list, an older lady, about 65-ish, stops me. Mind you, I'm wearing my company's logo on a specialty-made baseball shirt, baseball manager pants which were platinum white, black boots, and still had my blue hair. She looks up at me and says, "Excuse me, you seem very busy, but can you get this item for me?" holding up a picture of some coffee. I immediately follow her back to the coffee aisle, ask her how many cans she needed, and grab 2 for her. She thanks me and I go back to my shopping. As I finish everything and head to checkout, I hear some whispering behind me, then a shout of, "That's the guy, the one with the blue hair." I freeze, wondering what I did. Up walks a lady about mid-30s with a pixie cut, and behind her a sweet old lady being helped along by a store manager. As they get closer, I look for my escape route in case things go south. "This employee deserves a raise for helping my mother out. Not many people would do that," the younger lady said, looking at the manager. "I'm sorry, I can't do that. He doesn't work here, but thank you for pointing him out to me," the manager replied. "What? You mean he helped out without even being an employee?" she replied, shocked. I chose this moment to chime in. "Yes, I did. This layout is similar to a store I worked at years ago, so I knew where things were to a certain degree. Besides, your mother reminded me of my grandmother, and I know I'd get a gib slap from heck if she knew I didn't do the right thing and help those in need," I said politely, which got the manager and the mother laughing. "In any case, thank you for helping her. Your stuff's on me," she said. "That's not necessary. I got it. Just pass it forward," I replied and went back to my cart, getting ready to enter the line. That's when I realized I forgot my laundry pods. "Crap," I said, mostly to myself. "What?" she asked. I forgot my Tide Pods. Oh well, I sighed. Here, I'll pay for mine and give them to you. I grabbed the wrong kind anyway, so it would save me the hassle, she replied. Then, before I could protest, had whipped into a self-checkout, paid for them, bagged them, and tossed them in my cart. You have a nice day. I stood there speechless for a second, then finally got enough air to reply back, you too. Paid for everything else, and toted my haul back to my truck. Well, OP wrote a wild Karen in the title of the story, but I don't think this was a wild Karen. To be a proper Karen, you have to be some kind of selfish or narcissistic or argumentative person. Using Karen in a nice way to describe somebody is definitely a misnomer. This next story is by Half Baked. Hold on, did you miss the part where you are in my driveway? I live right between a town that has several majorish roads and a town that, once a year, hosts a regionally majorish fair. Animals, tractor pulls, mashy cars, live music, and fried everything, etc. My road connects the two parallel roads that join the two towns. So it's the start of a magical week full of idiots trying to find a non-existent shortcut and dumping their trash at the end of my driveway. First day of the fair, meaning tomorrow's when I'll find the traditional Chinese takeout box filled with urine and 6 spit bottles. I'm venting my rage at an old tree stump on my driveway when, lo and behold, an intrepid middle-aged seeker of the Northwest Passage sails towards me in a particularly crappy Ford Ranger. The idiot says, "Hi." Me, still swinging my axe, say, "If you're going to the fair, this isn't the road you're looking for. You should head back." They say, "No one ever tell you should look at people when you're talking to them?" I realize he's one of those types and take a break and say, "Nope. If you're going to the fair, this isn't the road." They say, "Okay, so how do I get there?" I say, you should probably go back the way you came and get back in line." They say, "Nah, I was already there. I mean, more like a shortcut. You, do live here, so you should know what those are." I say, "Oh, that one. Yeah, you want to turn the other way out of the driveway, there'll be another line of cars. Get into it." They say, "Wait, what? No, I was already there. I mean a faster way to get to the fair." I say, "Look, friend, there are 2 exits off this road. Pick one, get in line, you'll get to the fair." They say, "Wow, what's your problem? You're not very helpful." I say, "It's not my job to help you. I told you what you need. Now please leave me alone." They say, "Excuse me? I just want some information. Why can't you just help me?" I say, "I did." Or, "What do you want me to do, rearrange a road for you?" They say, "You can't talk to me like that." And I say, "Why not? I don't know you, and I don't want to. Get out of here." They say, "What did you just say to me? I'm just asking you for help." And I told you what you need to know. Kindly go away. They cut me off. "What the heck did you just..." I cut them off. "Hold on, did you miss the part where you are in my driveway? I'm not the fair's help desk, and I definitely don't owe you any favors. Go away." I don't know if it was what I said, the fact that I was slowly losing my temper and still holding an axe, or the siren song of Confederate flags and bacon-wrapped Oreos calling him, but that's when the spell broke. The idiot proceeded to gawk at me, then threw his truck into reverse and went tearing back up the driveway. He almost lost it and would have hit the edge of the fence if someone else hadn't taken it out the preceding year. Something tells me it would have been my fault for leaving a tree somewhere he could have hit it. So I almost wish he had clipped something just to see what would have happened next. And sure, maybe I was a little too hostile at first, but expecting good customer service from random strangers is probably a bit much. Either way, I've since acquired a no trespassing sign. As satisfying as it might have been to see them clip something with their reckless driving, the fact that it means you have to continue to deal with this person, maybe talk insurance, if they have any, it very quickly becomes way less fun than it's worth. And our final story of the day is by Guts Cold Revenge. Confused for an employee by the store's shift supervisor, manager. I work in security, so the uniform is black pants, black boots, think construction steel caps, light blue shirt, tie, very dark blue borderline black jersey, and a high-vis jacket with removable sleeve/hood, which I tend to not have attached, so it looks more like a vest, and a beanie or cap. The company logo/name is all over the upper body uniform pieces. While traveling to and from work, I tend to have my over-ear headphones on with my music pretty loud. I work 4 days on, 4 days off, 12-hour shift overnight, and spend an hour and a half to 2 hours traveling each way. So I get very little sleep during my work week, meaning by the end of it, I'm a walking zombie on my way to work. and don't normally wake up properly till I've had my cup of tea when I get to the site. Supermarket uniform is black pants, black shoes, and a black with red highlighted polo with store logo in the normal over-the-breast pocket location. What happened? So I'm on my way into work earlier tonight going through the supermarket at the city's train station. While I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to have for lunch or what I'm going to have with my dinner, my headphones get pretty much ripped from my head. As I turn to find out what the heck is going on and to get my headphones back, a guy wearing the store uniform starts talking to me in a loud voice about half a step down from yelling. "What are you doing? We don't pay you to stand around in the store listening to music. You're meant to be out back decanting the pallets. They aren't going to unpack themselves." I was rather annoyed about my headphones being removed, but after he finished, I'm guessing I just had the biggest what the freak look on my face, cause he just stares at me for about 10 seconds and then said, "Well, get moving. You can get these back when you finish your shift." I think that's when he saw the company's logo on my beanie, cause he started spluttering and said, "Oh crap, you don't work for us, and I just made a butt of myself." "Sorry, mate." While holding my headphones out to me, I grabbed them back, told him, "No, I don't work here, and I bloody hope that's not how you normally treat your employees." Again, he was constantly saying he was sorry, that it had been a rough day, and something about some of his workers skeeving off, and the stockroom getting behind. Honestly, I zoned out, as it was none of my business and I didn't really care. I'd only been awake for a few hours at this point, and was on my way to my last shift of the week, so was pretty much only half with it. By now, people have noticed the encounter, and the store's hired security comes over. He works for a different company, but this guy is one of the guys I chat with almost daily on my way into work. So they walk up to me and say, "Hey OP, bro, you all good?" I replied, "Yeah mate, worker dude here just mistook me for one of his storemen, snatched my headphones from my head and not quite yelled at me before realizing his mistake. Someone might want to get him a coffee, as it looks like I'm not the only one that needs a pick-me-up." Turns out the employee was the closing shift supervisor, so pretty much the highest up to the totem pole manager on site at that time of night. And he went beetroot red when I said this and started trying to apologize again. I told him, "It's all good bro, no harm no foul. My headphones aren't broken, the only injuries are to egos, but I would refrain from snatching things off people's heads in the future." Myself and the other guard had a chuckle, and the supervisor even saw the humor and joined us in our chuckle. Guard heads back to his post saying he'll catch me later as he knows he isn't needed. I say to the supervisor, "I hope you can find your missing workers and catch up on the decanting." He said thanks, and I thought, right, back to getting my crap. I finished my shopping and walked towards the checkouts with my plain roll to have my goulash, my energy drink, milk for my cups of tea, and some sugary crap to snack on. Get to the checkouts, and the supervisor is standing behind the man tills, sees me get to the front of the line and waves me over. I walked up, placed my items on the bench, say hello, and asked if he found his worker. He responded saying he had, they were outside smoking, but were taking their breaks so they were allowed, but they forgot to tell him. He rings up my items, I swipe my membership card, not that it gives me much, as I don't spend enough, but sometimes you get discount on items with it you wouldn't get otherwise. And I go to pull out my EFT postcard. He sees this and says, "Put that away mate, this is on the house, it's the least I can do after what I did to you." I told him he didn't have to, but if he wanted, I wasn't going to say no. And he said he wanted to, as I could have made the whole thing a lot worse for him, but didn't. I thanked him, collected my items, wished him an easy rest of shift, when he said thanks and wished me the same, and I went on my way. Not working somewhere saved me about $18. Almost wish I grabbed more, but I didn't know it was going to be free. Oh well. Was just eating my free M&Ms and watching YouTube videos about Reddit posts on my break, and realized I could post my own I Don't Work Here story. It's not the most exciting, I know, but you read and hear stories of one customer confusing another customer for an employee, but not the manager of the store confusing you for an employee of the store they're running. Hope you all enjoyed my wall of text. It is kind of funny that they had to work enough to get to that position, and they sound like they're pretty hands-on, and they go and they make a rookie mistake like that. Not only a rookie mistake, but almost assault level. Honestly, I just hope this motivates the manager to stay a little more hands-off in those situations. Give it a week or two though, they'll go right back to it probably. But with that being said, that's all the time we have for today. So of all these stories I've read today, which is your favorite and why? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you haven't yet, if you could like and subscribe, that would mean a lot to me. Whatever you do, whether it's liking, subscribing, turning notifications on, all of it helps grow this channel and I appreciate the heck out of it. So until next time, I'll see you all tomorrow with some more stories.